Join me today as I show you a fun way to use the Iron Orchid Design Retro Stamp. This stamp is going to work beautifully with UV resin because the stamp is opaque and it's got a shallow indentation to it that doesn't have a lot of detail. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some colorant right into the stamp. And I'm just using some resin color, and it's not alcohol ink, it's just a dye color. I'm just putting a few dots of a sapphire blue, and then I'm gonna add some green, and then I'm gonna mix it a little bit together. Then I'm gonna put in the UV resin and mix it all up, and you'll see how I do that, just kind of fast forward. So you can do whatever colors you want. You could even, if you wanna put beach sand in or other little accoutrements, whatever you want, but I'm writing the word beach, so I'm giving this a beach vibe. I love this because this stamp is so versatile because these are going to be dimensional. Now I've got it all mixed up, and now I'm going to put it out in the sun, and I'm going to let the UV rays of the bright sun, because it's a nice sunny day, cure my resin. It's going to sit out here. I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, I am going to then turn over my mold. So I'm going to tap on each one just to make sure it's not sticky and that the resin has indeed cured with the rays of the sun, and it has. So now I'm just going to flip it over, because when you're using UV resin and you put it in a mold, this is why you need an opaque mold, because you have to cure both sides of it. So it has to be opaque and see-through so the UV rays can get to the other side. So in other words, it doesn't cure all the way through. It has to be done one side at a time. So I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to do the same thing, go back inside and leave them out here for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to see what we've got. All right, now I'm ready to take it out of the mold. Now it's going to be a little rough looking on this side, which is the side that I will glue it down, but on the side that will be facing forward, it's nice and it's beautiful. It's just what I wanted it to look like, just a little bit of color, some opaqueness to it. It's got some little rough around the edges, but that will be so easy to just take a piece of sandpaper, or what I actually like to do is I just like to take a nail file, and I will just file any of the overhang off to even out and smooth out my letters. Sometimes I will say that the resin dye will leave the surface just a little bit sticky, so I did go back and put another layer on top of these letters and set them out in the sun again, just to kind of seal up that little bit of stickiness that was still there. You can see it there on my pan here, my cookie sheet that I laid them out all on. But this is going to look so great for the project that I have it intended for. It's going to go on a sign, and it's going to say beach house, and it will be against a lighter background, and so these letters will just pop right off and they will look just like the beach. So again, it's the Iron Orchid Design Retro Stamp that can also be used as a mold to give you dimensional letters.